Hello, 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 ghouls and goblins, and welcome back to the Popcorn Patrol podcast. I'm your host, SJ, and I'm here with the other host,
Jeff.
And today we're doing Edward Scissorhands, so hope you guys enjoy. And welcome back to the Popcorn Patrol podcast. Today we've got a great movie for you. It's Edward Scissorhands, and it's a Tim Burton flick, Tim Burton joint, right, Jeff?
Yep. Yeah, it's typical Tim Burton film.
I figured so much. Do you have any fun facts about this movie for us?
Well, it was released in 1990 and had a budget of $20 million. It brought in just over 86 million worldwide at the box office. The writers were Tim Burton, Caroline Thompson, and it stars Johnny Depp, Winona Ryder, Diane Wiest, and it was directed by Tim Burton.
Yeah. So, should we get right to the popcorn paradise of it all, the things that you liked about it?
Absolutely.
All right, you want to start us off?
Sure. It's like I said, it's a typical Tim Burton film. It had gorgeous backdrops. Like the scenery was gorgeous.
Absolutely.
Lots of things in there that are very Tim Burton-esque. The mansion that Edward Scissorhands is from is very, it's what is it? Campy is the word, I think.
Yeah, and you know what I noticed is that, you know, from the last Tim Burton movie that we watched, there's like this grandiose mansion on a hill. Like that's the thing. But it's like creepy as AF, you know, like it's creepy. And but that seems to be like a common thing. I don't know, as we watch more down the road, we'll see if these are some common themes that Tim Burton likes to do in these movies, but I noticed that as well. So yeah.
Other things too that I liked, there was the village people. I thought were exceptionally well done. You had, I think it was Joyce, who, you know, her opening scene is she's this like lonely housewife who's hitting on the repairman and laying down all this track for him, but he's just completely ignoring it. I think he picks up that she's doing this and he's just not interested.
Yeah.
He's just ignoring it. And so I think they nailed down some of those village people pretty good. The characteristics of them, they're all very gossipy style. Get on the phone. Oh, you know, look what
neighborhood watch.
Yeah, exactly. They all know what's going on at all the time in the neighborhood. Yep. Yeah,
I have some problems though with them, like all kind of, especially Joyce, actually, like, but we'll get into that. I'll save that for you. But anyways, yeah, I agree with you. I liked how like the colors of the neighborhood, if you notice, the like all the neighborhood houses were brightly colored, and then you get to the castle on the hill where Johnny Depp is, and it's super gloomy and dark and
lots
stuff.
Lots
of grays and blacks and
shadows
for sure. One of the things I like about this movie is that I like Edward Scissorhands. Like I like the character. He's sweet underneath whatever's going on here. He's like a sweet character. And I like that Peggy, who brings him to the town, I like that she sees that into him, and she's kind, and she's not like, you know, just overcome with fear. She runs away. She like feels sorry for him. She wants to help him. And, you know, she can see that he's a young man and he's all by himself and it must be a lonely life. So I really liked how they kind of added some humanity to Johnny Depp's character. And Johnny Depp, by the way, like fantastic in this role. He looked, the makeup and stuff like took him into a different person. And I guess that's the whole point. But It he
But
was
he's one
very
of those
good in it.
actors that when you see the character, you see the character he's playing.
Right.
You know, like
And
Leonardo DiCaprio, anytime I'm watching him in a movie, it's Leonardo DiCaprio playing this person, or Denzel Washington.
sure.
It's Denzel Washington pretending to be this, this whatever it is. But with Johnny Depp, no idea that, I mean, I know that it's Johnny Depp, but I
Yeah.
don't see Johnny Depp when I'm watching that. I see this Edward Scissorhand guy.
Right. Right. And I guess it's the same with his character in Pirates of the Caribbean, right? It's the same kind of feel. But like I would say in some of the other movies, like I don't really care for him too much. I know people will hate me for that, but um in
He's a
this movie he was
polarizing
very good.
actor. People
Yeah.
love him, people hate him.
Yeah, and I feel either way. If he's good in one movie, he's great. Like I'll watch it, no problem. If he's not good, then I'll watch and be like, nah, not again. But you know, I did like that. And I liked some of the humor in this movie. It's got a little dark humor in it, Tim Burton style. Um, like, the waterbed scene when
Yes,
Peggy,
hilarious.
yeah, it was pretty funny. I was like, yeah, I can imagine. And he's like so traumatized by it. Um, Another funny scene is when Joyce hits on him at the new hair salon that
Salon.
she's,
Yeah.
yeah, and he's in the back and he's like curious. He doesn't know what's going on. He's like doesn't know what to feel, but then after she like gets crazy with it, he freaks out and you see him just like robot running away. And it's kind of funny. It was really funny. Okay. So what I liked as well is the inventor, and the inventor kind of was trying to be a father figure to him, and there's a love there for Edward, I felt. Um and there's a scene where he's trying to educate Edward on um etiquette and all that, like how to um be a person almost. And then you see him broke out. He's done. Dunzo. So yeah, that was really good too. There's another funny scene, the lemonade drinking scene. That was pretty
Dad,
funny. It
the
was
dad
cute.
gives him the lemonade, which is actually alcohol.
Yeah.
But then it looks like he had a couple of drinks, at least maybe. Because
Yeah.
when was it Winona Ryder's character came down, Kim, he like his eyes were all red and he
Oh
looked
yeah, he was done.
drunk. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then the next day he's out doing some hedges for maybe Joyce, I think it is,
Yeah, and
and
they're having
he
like a
offers
barbecue or so
yeah
something
he
outside.
offers him lemonade, and he just starts throwing up
Yeah.
because he thinks it's the alcohol that he had last night.
Right,
Um,
right. I don't
yeah.
blame him. I'm not a big drinker, but it was pretty funny. It was cute.
Yeah.
Okay, what did you think about Winona Ryder? Did you like her or did you not like her in this movie?
I I thought Winona Ryder was just Winona Ryder. She's just that character that plays that she is in most. Like in Stranger Things, she's great. She plays a little different. She's crazy
Right.
in Stranger Things, but in
Okay.
this, Winona Ryder is Winona Ryder.
Yeah, this is like I guess she was in the Beetlejuice too, right?
Yes.
So I guess I think he's one of those directors that really likes working with an actor and he'll just bring them on consistently. And there's a few of them out there like Quentin Tarantino that does the same thing. And I
Yeah.
think that's kind of what he's done here. You know what? I didn't really care for her. Like she didn't do anything for me. She she was just there, and then she had that kind of annoying boyfriend, and um there wasn't really a romance with her and Edward until the very ending where they like all of a sudden she realizes she likes Edward Scissorhands and it's like, really? It's weird. Like it's a little too quick, you know?
Sounds like you're starting to want to talk about some of the stuff that belongs in the Popcorn Patrol prison.
Yeah, I think I'm ready. there for the popcorn prison. Okay, so my biggest pet peeve, I feel like my biggest pet peeve was, why is Joyce and some of the other ladies in the town fetishizing about a man with scissors on his hands? Why?
I
Tell me why.
desperate,
Like,
the real desperate housewives. I don't know. They're desperate.
it was just so bizarre. I was like, who would, this is not real. I mean, obviously it's not real, it's a movie, but just that concept is like, and I'm not hating, it's just scissors on hands. And we don't know, is Edward, he's a robot, right? Edward Scissorhands, he's a robot. He's meant to be like an AI kind of thing.
I don't. I think he's human still. I because he bleeds when they cut him. Like when he gets cut, he bleeds.
But it's black though. It's like oil.
Oh, was it? Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was red. Huh. I must have missed that. Because he
No,
cut
because
himself in the first scene that he's alone in her bedroom and he cuts himself. He's looking in the
on
mirror
his
and he
face,
like cuts himself, and I
I'm
thought it was red.
I thought it was
I could be wrong.
black because
The color
so
could be off on my TV.
yeah, Jeff, the color's off on your TV. Let's go
Could
with
be.
that. I'm right.
Yeah, that's right.
um
I my pet peeve is this guy was up there for what, 15, 20 years up
yeah.
in the house. How did he eat?
Okay,
Who's
yeah.
bringing him
So
food?
when he came down and Peggy made him dinner at the table, he ate, he was eating like the last supper. He never
Yeah.
ate before, he was going at it. And I was like, when he went back to the castle, I'm like, so who's feeding him now? Like, what's going on right now? Like, what is he eating?
Yeah. I know you got to suspend disbelief and all that fun stuff, but, and I mean, you're watching a movie that has a guy that has scissors for fingers.
Right.
So,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
but still, like, who's taking care of this guy?
Yeah, it was
Not having a shower. He's not washing himself. He probably stinks pretty bad.
no, no. Um some of it was very strange. Like, why would Peggy put him on a waterbed? Hello.
She's probably not used to that,
I
right?
mean, I guess so, but if you had an ounce of common sense, you would be like, okay, he's got scissors, maybe not the waterbed.
Yeah.
I didn't like how the boyfriend, like Edward, cut him up at the end there. Like he like threw him out the building or whatever. I didn't like how that ended. I mean, I know he was an obnoxious character. He was meant to be that way, but I guess it was a way to kind of like put Edward back in hiding kind of thing.
A
Um,
couple things that I watched this movie when I was a kid, and
mhm.
a couple times when I was rewatching it for this review, I didn't realize how much Edward actually talked. I thought he didn't talk at all. I don't know. I'm
He might as well not
bad
have. I
memory,
mean,
but
he barely spoke. Actually, I wrote in my notes, I was like, he barely spoke. Like he didn't even have to if he didn't want to,
mhm.
you know.
The other thing that bothered me, maybe this is just being nitpicky or maybe being a little whiny, but I didn't care for the intro and outro to the movie where it's like Winona Ryder in her 80s or 90s or whatever.
Oh yeah,
And she's
retelling
like,
her stories.
oh, it's too late to tell you this story. And the kid begs, and she's like, okay, fine. And it's just her telling a story. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that.
They
It,
do that a lot in movies, right? Like we see it in Titanic and
yep.
like a few of those movies
Mhm.
where they do that. Um, but yeah, it was really strange because you don't know who that lady is, and she looks nothing like Winona Ryder. And then, but at the end, they do a close up, and you kind of, after you hear the story, now you kind of understand that it is her telling the story.
Mhm.
And I'm just like, so what? She just left him up in the tower and didn't even bother to go visit him or take him some bread or something. Like, go have some tea with him, like maybe a drink, maybe some wine. Like, boy's probably there all up and alone. Like, if you loved him so much, it very, very bizarre in that way. So I think those were really the things I didn't
And
like
like
about it.
they could have easily just left that to the imagination, but they
Yeah.
didn't. They didn't.
No.
They closed that by her saying, "And I never saw him again,
Yeah.
but I know he's up there because it's snowing, and it only
Right.
snows when he's up there." And it's
The
yeah.
thing is, it's not really snow, it's him
And
sculpting,
where
making
does
ice
all the ice
sculptures.
come from?
Right? How's
Is
he
he a big
getting
ice truck
big
coming in?
blocks of ice?
Like beep 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 beep. Okay, here's your 10 blocks of
Just
ice.
roll it back,
Yeah,
guys. Just
yeah.
drop it off here.
Where do these blocks? It doesn't look like there's ever any snow when they're putting up the Christmas decorations. They're putting down
No, it
roll
looks hot as hell outside. It just,
cotton batten or whatever and stapling it to the roof.
yeah,
So it's where are they getting this ice from?
yeah. He's getting it imported, I think, to the yard. But yeah, that brings me to the yard. Okay, I forgot to mention this in Popcorn Paradise, but I really liked how they gave him a purpose. Like his purpose is to make garden sculptures all day long. Like, and he's good at it. Um,
One of the
and then
things I thought was funny was he's sitting there and he's trimming the hedge, and then he just looks down at the dog and
yeah,
he trims the one thing off the dog, the one piece of fur or whatever,
yeah.
and then he just starts going wild on the dog. And then when the dog comes around the corner, it's a different breed of dog.
I didn't
So
even
the
notice
first one, it
that.
was like, okay, it's not a golden retriever, but it's like a golden retriever,
Right.
fur all
Some
over its
cross
face.
or something.
But then when it comes around the corner after it gets its haircut, it's clearly a poodle.
Poodle.
And
Right.
she's all excited to see this haircut, and the haircut looked awful.
No, it was
It's
bad.
like pom
Actually,
pom.
all the haircuts
Oh, all the
were
hairs. Yeah.
bad.
Well, that's 80s hair, right? I mean, it came out
No.
in 1990, but it's 80s,
And
classic
then
80s.
I liked when Peggy, her hair got progressively shorter and shorter and shorter once Edward
Yeah.
started to give out haircuts. And then, everyone was lined up out the block, and there was a lot of asymmetrical things happening with hair. Um, I guess that was his style or whatever. Um, but
And
yeah, I
for the
think
young people out there, there was a scene where one of the ladies was calling someone else, and it was like she called and it's beep 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 beep. That is a busy signal. So before, in the 80s and 90s, there was no call waiting. So if you called somebody and they were on the phone, it would just say beep 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 beep, and then you knew you had to call later. That's why she's like, "Oh, damn it," and she like hung the phone up.
I like how you had to old person explain that to, to people, to the youngins.
It's a service I provide.
You know, someone's got to do it, Jeff. Someone. Yeah, it was definitely an interesting movie. I think for me, do you want to get into our popcorn ratings here?
Absolutely.
Okay, I think for me, this is going to be a medium popcorn. I wouldn't say this was my favorite Tim Burton movie. It was entertaining. It had some weird things in it. I mean, I expect that from a Tim Burton movie, but some of it I couldn't overlook. And it was a little slow. And Edward Scissorhands, I mean, Johnny Depp did a great job at playing him, but there was no like, I don't know, the relationship between him and Winona Ryder's character didn't really correlate. So for me, I give this a medium popcorn for sure.
I'm on the
How
same
about you?
page with you. This a medium popcorn. It's an all right flick. It's you know a movie. I
Yeah,
didn't hate it. I didn't love it. It was like you said, a little slow, a little bored here or there, but it was a movie.
yeah, I
Not one of
agree.
Tim Burton's best.
No, not at all. But I'm sure we'll eventually do some more Tim Burton movies, and we'll see which one is the best of them all. We should do like a Burtonathon where we just put them back against each other and kind of judge them
Okay, yeah.
based on what we've
Rate
seen.
them, like list them, put them in a list.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll do that another day for you guys. So I just want to let everyone know that we kind of changed some of the movies that we're doing for the month, the Halloween Spooktacular. So we are doing Edward Scissorhands, and then it'll be Scream, the first Scream, and then we will be doing
A special
Halloween.
release. Special
Yeah,
release of Halloween on Halloween.
right.
Mike Myers is coming to town.
Yeah.
Coming to the Popcorn Patrol podcast.
And hopefully it's better than, the other one, the Friday the 13th, the other mask one.
You'll have to tune in to find out.
Right. Anyways, thank you guys for listening to the Popcorn Patrol podcast. Jeff, do you want to take us out? Where can they find us?
We are on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. I refuse to call it X. We are on. Sometimes we are on TikTok. You can find us on most social media platforms. Where podcast is hosted on YouTube and on Spotify. Like, subscribe, comment, interact. You know the drill.
I do. Okay, I have a mom joke for you guys. Why wouldn't the ghost dance at the party? Because he had nobody to dance with. Get it?
No body to
Nobody.
dance with. Yep.
Yeah,
It's
he's
good.
bodiless.
It's great. That's a great
Thanks.
joke.
They're getting better, right? Yep, just say yes. All right, guys. I hope you join us next week, and I hope you guys are all having a great week. That's it for this week. Popcorn Patrol out. Peace.